We're back. Lockdown workshop. Where are we now? I don't know. I can't remember what the last one I did was. I think it was probably last weekend I did one. So these are probably going to be hitting about April time. It's end of February. Bit chilly outside. It's actually getting a lot lighter. We're gonna do one that's been stood for a while. So it's there. It's a decathlon rock rider. It's actually one of the. It's my son's bike, and it's been on a promise for rather a long time for some new handlebars. So he'd got quite narrow bars on it. And I think he's ridden his brother's bike that's got wider bars on it, so he's decided he fancied some wider bars putting on it, so we'll stick these on. So it shouldn't take too long, fairly simple thing. Undo a couple of screws, slide them out, and then hopefully all the cables are long enough. If not, we might have to make up some cables. It has got hydraulic brakes, so hopefully the hydraulic cables are long enough. They look like they are, they're looped round. But while we're at it, we'll give the bike a quick once over as well, because it's been a while, and I'll be honest, he doesn't ride it. Workshop, let's have a look. Give you a quick tour. Actually, it's not too bad. The desk is also clear, almost clear. It's you can see it's daylight outside. We've got a few little projects on the go. I started looking at that the other day to see what we needed to do to that, to see if I could convert that to a manual. We've still got the skip machine to sort out. You can see there's a lot missing on that. There's so much missing on that, but I think we've got parts to fix that. We might take them things off. We'll get it all back together. We'll get it looking nice. And this is the beast we're on today. So it's a come on, focus. Come on, focus. Focus. That's better. So Rock Raider 540, hydraulic disc brakes, 3 up front. That's unusual. It has got SRAM X7. I was right. I thought these have got the SRAM levers on the other day, and I did mention that they have Clark's brakes. These are very, very similar to Clark's brakes. I would swear that they are Clark's brakes, to be honest. How can we tell? Oops. Oh, they're not the Magora. No, they're not the Tecro. Sorry, I can see it now. The Tecro. So they are. I think Tecro and Clark's might be the same. I'd need to check that. Don't take my word for it. But Clark's and Tecro are about the same age. So, or anybody that was moaning at me for the other one. Yeah, I think the only weak spot on this bike is the bottom bracket is a square taper bottom bracket, and it's obviously a 3 up front. Whereas you really want a 2. I think it's a 9-speed actually. That's not bad. So that's pretty good. It's a good platform, this bike. You know, so all you really need to do is just change that out, change it to a 2 up instead, and you still got a 18 speed on a 2. So, but he's not that bothered. He rides it. You know, he wasn't that bothered about getting his handlebars done until he realised how much differently it felt, especially when he was going a bit faster around Sherwood Pines with wider handlebars. So we'll get them off. Give it a quick M check as well. Right, stick you back in the stand. Right, quick M check. I'll try and do it so I'm not stood in your way. So I'll check the front headset. They're fine. Forks, yeah, they're good. They are damped with a lockout, but it's not a full lock. Don't know if they have rebound. No rebound, and it's probably need to turn that up a bit more now. He's a bigger lad than he used to be. That's better. Right, front brakes are good. No head play. We'll just check the gears when it's up on the ramp. Let's just check this for play. Nothing there. Seems to be moving fairly smoothly. No problems there. Pedals are okay. They don't feel like there's any play. Still quite heavily greased as well, so it's not got many miles on it, this bike, I'll be honest. Forgot to check the front bearings. No, they're fine. I wouldn't expect anything different. It's not had enough. Tyres are a bit squishy. I could do with some air in them. No, they're fine. No play in the bearings. Brakes are good. No, all looks good. Right then, so fairly straightforward. Let's just get these bars off. We'll give the gears a quick run through. I don't think there's any problems with the gears, to be honest. I can't remember there being any last time we took it out. Should we end it up properly this time? Hey! There we go. Right, so a quick squish through the gears. So we're in the middle, so we should be able to go up and down, all the way up and down there. Chain looks a little bit rusty. Just for the sake of saying we've done it, let's stick the chain measurer device on, but I can't envisage there being a problem. It's nowhere near done any miles that would... Nah, we're miles away. Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything different. The X7 is a good platform. A little bit tight. Suspect that will only improve. It's quite a heavy kink. You can't see what I'm pointing. That's got quite a heavy kink in there, and I suspect that is causing some drag. I can't see any evidence that it would be down here. Possibly be there. But I think it's more likely that that's quite a tight angle. Yeah, it's quite stiff. It's going though. Let's sort of see what the that's granny gear. There's quite a long travel on these. That's all. That's good, no problems there. Yeah, that moves nice and freely. Yeah. This is a bit graunchy. There's a bit of drag, so it could be that there's something dragging down here. We might have to go and investigate that. Could be some corrosion in that part, but it seems to be shifting okay, so I'm not too concerned about that. Bike runs nicely. Right, let's tear into the handlebars. Let me stick the special strap on. Not sure what we recorded there. Anyway, right. We've put the safety strap on. Solid, just stops handlebars spinning around. What we'll do now is we'll just drop the front end down a little bit so we've got easy access to the controls. Boom, recording. Right then, I've got to get these grips off first. Time for some air. Right, this is one of those jobs, you've seen it before. Every time I try and do it on camera, I have difficulties doing it. Every time I don't do it on camera, they come straight off. So we're just going to get some compressed air under the grip. And we got the end bit as well. I didn't realise there was an end bit in there. Cool. Right, so we can get this one off as easy. There we go. We'll have that. Right then, 5, 5, 5, 4. Well, looks like the brakes are 4 mil. The compressor will shut off in a minute. Now the question is, will these come all the way off? No. Fortunately, the good people at Teco, whatever they are, saw it fit to make it so I can get these all the way off nice and easy. Because like I said, that's just saved me having to undo and unbolt all that lot down to the wheel. When you're taking these off, always try and reassemble them straight away back as they were, because some of them do have a top and a bottom. Right, I'll do the same for this one. That one's okay where it is because it's resting on the front wheel. This one, we'll have a look and see if I need to support it, because you shouldn't let hydraulic lines dangle under their own weight. It's more of a problem with the calipers, and well, more for cars, but it's just good practice. I might be able to get that one off the end without. There we go. I think that's okay. If we tuck that under there, we can use that to support it under there. Right, what else have we got? Right, we need to get them shifters off now. They're on a 5 mil. Less concerned if these don't go all the way off, because it's fairly easy to pop the cables out of the rail if I need to, or just slacken them off and re-index them. But looks like we're going to be lucky. That's it then. Pop this off now. Come on, go do it. I could have got the windy gun to whiz these off, but we'll play nicely. Turn that frown upside down. Like cafe racer bars now. Right, let me get a... Don't lose it. Magnetic trays. The saviour of many a bolt. Weirdly though, these I thought these were stainless or titanium, but obviously they're not very good stainless or titanium. Interestingly, those bolts look like they've got carbon grease on. Right, we'll need that. Just a quick comparison so you get a difference on size. So they're a good 3 inches either end there. So They are going to make a massive difference. You see some that are bigger than this. You don't really want them any bigger, not unless you're doing downhill, where you've got to really throw the bike around the corners. They do allow for these to be cut down as well, so they put marks on so you can cut them the same distance. But to be honest, if you can't cut the same distance off both ends of the bar, you probably shouldn't be bothering cutting them up. You know what I said about put them back in so you know which way up and down they go? I didn't, so I now don't know which way this one goes, but fortunately the top and the bottom look identical. We'll find out in a minute, because if I put that on and then turn it over, it should look exactly the same. It does. Right, we've got some markers on the front, so they generally put your marks on so you can work out that you're centered, so you make it so that the picture looks the same. Sometimes they have gradient lines on as well, to make sure you get them at the same height. What we'll have to do is eye these in, and I'll just drop it on the floor and make it so it looks right. So one of the most important things you need to do when you're doing this up is do them up finger tight, but then balance the bolts so you've got the same gap at the top as you have at the bottom, and then torque them up evenly. Then once you've done that, you can just get away with undoing the top again, because the bottom will torque. But what I see a lot of is them completely turn around, so one of these is touching, and you won't get an even torque then when you do it. And there is a risk that they could slip in the bar as well. Sorry, slip in the sleeve. So that needs to come out a bit, and that needs to go in a bit. Now we look like we're roughly even. Alright, so I'm just going to line it up. You can't see this. There's no reason why you can't see this. Trouble is, you've got the light behind you now. So what we're going to do is there's two marks there, and what we want to do is get them so that they are exactly the same. They look about the same. I'm just kind of just guessing where the bike will be, so that they're upright. What you want to do is have the rise so it's on an upright plane, and then you can tweak them after that. But I think that looks, I'm reasonably happy with that. Yeah, some people do prefer them tilted back slightly, but we'll see what they look like. I tend to go by eye, because if it looks right, it'll generally feel right. Some people have them in some weird and wonderful positions, and it's like, that can't possibly be comfortable. Right, so I'm just going to nip these up. Start to load them up very lightly, just so I can make sure that they are balanced. We've got a nice even pressure, so I'm just feeling it with my hands to make sure that they are all about even. Right, now we can go and torque. 6 Newton meters, I'd a guess. If it doesn't say it, I think it does go on the stem. Don't know how to tell you. Yep, 6 Newton meters. If you're in Germany, gut and tight. I do need to calibrate these haven't been done in a while. Again, just making sure that I've got the bolt holes that are even. Same along the bottom. So re-go back over these because they will be affected by me doing up these on this side. And again, hey, that's it, all good for that. Now what we've got to do is just put everything back in reverse. So the shifter's on first. Get them on. I know you want to. Might need to slacken off the safety strap here to spin the bars towards it. We should be okay because the bike's pointing down anyway, so we don't really need the safety strap. There you go, it's giving me that little extra bit of room I needed. Just need to make sure that we've got movement there, which we've got plenty of. Yep, that's right. Same with this side, I'm just going to have to take it round a bit, get enough line to be able to flip it over. That's it, that's good. Same with this one. No, that one goes over there. Nearly. Why didn't you tell me? Like I said, I'm not too bothered with these because just checking the felt like we got a blown pipe there. Actually it's not, it's just a lump of muck. So it just felt like there was a little bulge in the pipe there. Right. Yeah, that's not going to work because we had to do this to. Right. First problem. That's a bit of a downer. We might need to get a pipe extension for this. I might have to order some pipe. It's not quite long enough. I will try routing that on the inside to get us some extra. That doesn't need to go around the outside, it can come up the inside and come up there. You can't see this, can you? I don't know if you got any of that. Right, so I'll say again, this won't reach the bar, right? It's too tight. So what we're going to do is, if you look at it at the moment, it goes round the outside of the lower stanchion, through there and then across. What we can do is take it up the inside and put it into that, and then just put an extra tie wrap down there just to be on the extra safe side to make sure it's not going to go into the wheel. It won't anyway. So I just need to unclip this. So take that off. Hopefully we can feed this through there. Yay. Right. And then hopefully that will fit up here. We will see. If not, we will have to buy have I managed to lose the screw? Did I tuck it in there? Where have I put it? Oh, it's there. It's on the seat. Put them back in the tray. So all I'm wanting to see is that I can get that up to where the grips come in, which the grip goes to there, right, and it's up enough. It's tight. No, that's too tight. We're going to have to buy a cable for that. Oh dear. So what do we want? We want a Tecro Orga Comp cable. I think it's just the standard hydraulic cable. That is a bit annoying that I can't get that cover off because there should be a screw behind there. I bet this needs a stupid tool to get it off. That's annoying. And it really won't fit. It's right on the limit. So they need to go to there, and I need to get that up. Probably there. How's that look? It's going to be tight. Right, let's fasten it up anyway, just to keep it out of the way. And then we will investigate buying some cable. I don't think I have any hydraulic cable spare that's this length. So we did say at the beginning we might end up having to extend some of the cables, and I thought we were going to be alright, but it looks like this one definitely isn't. Right. Would it help if I... Right, we have got that up a bit. Let's stick some Teflon in here. Oh, nearly. Stick my bung in the end. So you always put a bung in the end anyway, just to protect the end of the grip. Right. Oh, we might, do you know what? We might get away with this. It's going to be tight, but we might get away with that. It depends where the grips end up. Now, I think that's probably the right angle for them. But we can't do them up until we've got the bike on the floor anyway. So let's just do the other side. Get some Where's Wally juice in there. No room, no room. Squeeze me. That's okay, I think they're going to be the same. I think that's all. Ah, quick, get that off. Forgot to put the bell on, and I think the bell needs... Well, we might have got away with it, but let's not risk it. I think the bell was on this side. Yeah, put it with the dinger in the right place. Always got to make sure your dinger's in the right place. General life rule. Oh, there's a George at the window. That's it. Right, I think that's it. We've got 5mm and the 4mm. Maybe we're not peeing about with that thing. Right, so we're just going to snug these up so they've got some drag. Same again with this, you need to make sure that your gaps are even. Slacking that one off a bit. That's it, that's got enough drag on it, that's got enough drag on it. Do the same on the other side. So it's just enough that it's got some drag. Yeah, same for this. Right, let's drop her on the floor. Right, hopefully you can see this, because I can't see the picture. So what I'm looking for is when I'm sat on the bike, I'm looking for these to be, so my arms, my fingers and my arms make a straight line. And I think these brakes are designed so that the reservoir is pretty much upright when you're doing that. So we'll get one in and then we'll eye the other one in after it. So we'll work on this one and then we'll do the other one to the same, which I think we're not a million miles away. I could put the magic protractor on this. That feels good. Actually, that's not as bad now. Now we've got them on and pushed the bars right down. That's fine. And if I don't even think I need a tie wrap on there at all. That looks okay. I'm quite happy with that. And that's actually put these levers in a slightly better orientation as well now. Right. Let's nip up. Same thing again, generally go to 5 to 6 Newton meters. So just check they're happy. They look even, they do look even. Quite pleased with the bars. The height, actually, I didn't get it far wrong. That does look about vertical. Generally, if the writing's somewhere near, if you want them more raked back, you can tilt them back slightly, but I wouldn't recommend it for these. These look all right where they are. That's it, job's done. Just put the little dinger on. Sort his little dinger out. Quite pleased with that, they look alright. Just check everything's happy and where it should be. They look fine. That's good. Yeah, I think you'll be happy with them. Well, I hope you will. Job's a good one. New forks, 6 inches wider. I don't know if he was riding them before. He must have had his hands there. They're not as wide as the ones on mine, but no, they're spot on then. Well, hope he's happy with that. Right, that was a quick one. We're sure it went that easy, even though we did have a near miss with the cable, but I think we've dodged that bullet. I'm quite happy with that. It's what you've got to watch for is really is that it's not stretched, and you can see that there's slack in that. So that's fine. I'm happy with that. So we'll get this back up on the rack, and then we'll wait for the next project in. Oh, right, outro. That's a fairly straightforward one. I'm getting a bit cold in here. Narrow bars, wider bars. So we can put these in the parts bin. Nothing wrong with them. And then that's quite a nice, light, well-made aluminium bar. So if somebody's got a bus set or they want to go narrower, we can drop these in. That's what I was on about with, I don't know if you can see that. Let's get it in the middle of the focus. No, don't look at me, look at that. I hope if I hid behind it. Yeah, there we go. That's what it's. That's what I was on about with the lines, that you can use those to centre it up and make sure you've got your up and down angles right. So, like I said, they'll go in the parts bucket, and the lovely one's done. So I hope that's been useful. Bit of spannering for somebody. I mean, it's a fairly straightforward upgrade. I would expect there's quite a few people that have bought these mountain bikes that are generally aimed at your holiday riders and want to go a bit more aggressive, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that bike. That's kind of the lower middle of the Decathlon range. Like I said, it's got a weak point around the, you can't see where I'm pointing there, can you? I'm pointing at the bottom bracket. That's the weak point on that, but that bike's more than capable. That bike is as good technology-wise, weight-wise and component-wise as a high-end mountain bike I was riding 10 years ago. So that's just how much technology has come on a bit on that. You know, we've moved on to, that's got an oil damped suspension. It's just using a what they call turnkey spring instead of an air shock. So on the other bike that we've got from Decathlon, that's got a single air chamber suspension and it's got rebound control as well. So that's the only thing that's missing, and that's why I say it's a middle low, is because it doesn't, the quality of the forks and the quality of the bottom bracket. So, and for an extra 100 quid we could have got the next model up which had rebound suspension and had a better bottom bracket, but at the time he wasn't bothered, and I think in hindsight it's probably fine. The one thing that was on, the saddle that was on it was a bit naff, so that's actually got the saddle that came on my Planet X on it. They call it the Big Nose. Planet X names are brilliant. Well, it's not Planet X, it's On One. It was their other brand that they bought. So they've always had silly names for like El Guapo bars and smorgasbord tyres and bob on grips, and that was Big Nose, the saddle. I think it looked like somebody in the office. I think I know who it was as well, because I live close to Planet X and I know some of the people in there. Anyway, right, so we'll wrap that one. Nice easy one for once. I like them. And parts wise, I think they were about 20 quid, them bars. They might have been less. I can't remember, it's a while back since I bought them. I think I originally went looking around, they're about 20 quid. I might have got them in the sale or dropped on some that were in the sale that were maybe slightly smaller, because everybody wants ridiculously big ones, but they were I think only slightly smaller than the ones on the On One that I've got, maybe an inch either side, and he doesn't need it. Main reason why he had these bars originally and he didn't want to change them was, and he's going to hate me for telling you this, he's got an absolute fear of stinging nettles. He fell in a pile of stinging nettles when he was younger at his auntie's, and he hates stinging nettles. So when we're riding through the trails and there's stinging nettles at either side, he holds his bars in the middle. So he didn't want wide bars because he was more likely to catch the plant life down the side of the trail. But he's a bit older now. He's about 20. He'll be 22 this year. He still doesn't like stinging nettles. but I think he's realised that actually he needs a bit more to give the bars some more man beasting, because he's a big lad. Anyway, right. Wish they were all like that.